In this video, I will officially be starting my offseason rebuild series where I go through each team in order of their draft picks in real life, starting with the #1 pick. Technically, the Carolina Panthers do not have a first-round draft pick, but they were the worst team in the NFL. They traded their #1 pick to the Chicago Bears last season when they traded to get Bryce Young. So I'm going to go ahead and do the Carolina Panthers in today's video since they were technically the worst team in the NFL. What you will be seeing in this offseason rebuild series is I'm only going to be doing one season. I'm going to be using the real-life draft classes, and we're going to be going into more depth into like each decision that the team should make, what I think they should do and what the team probably will do. A little bit of both on what they're going to do in free agency, what they'll do in the draft, if they make any trades. The Carolina Panthers have officially hired Dave Canales as their head coach. He was the offensive coordinator for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers this past season. He actually had the team doing pretty good. The offense was good with Baker Mayfield, so I see why the Panthers wanted to get him to try to develop Bryce Young. Also says that he's expected to keep the existing defensive coordinator on the team, Ejiro Evero. So I'm going to be going with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers offensive playbook since that was his playbook, and then I'm going to stick into the Carolina Panthers defensive playbook since they're going to have the same defensive coordinator. Madden has updated their Play Now feature starting in the playoffs, so I had to go through and force all the wins each week, and I made it to where the Chiefs and the 49ers made it to the Super Bowl, and as you can see, the 49ers beat the Chiefs 35-24. Dre Greenlaw won Super Bowl MVP with the 49ers. Dak Prescott won MVP of the regular season with the Cowboys. Dan Campbell won Coach of the Year with the Lions. CeeDee Lamb won Offensive Player of the Year with the Cowboys. TJ Watt won Defensive Player of the Year with the Steelers. Puka Nacua won Offensive Rookie of the Year with the Rams. And Tyreek Stevenson won Defensive Rookie of the Year with the Bears. We have two guys that retired from the Panthers. Tight end Jordan Matthews retires after 10 seasons, and tight end J.J. Jansen retires after 17 seasons. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers playbook is a West Coast zone run, so I switched that scheme over to West Coast zone run. We're sitting at 83% right now. Carolina Panthers defensive playbook is a base 3-4 scheme. For some reason, it had it defaulted to 4-3, which doesn't make any sense. If their playbook's 3-4, then we're going base 3-4. 96% scheme fit. Looking at players available to re-sign, we got $68 million in cap room. Brian Burns, 26 years old, 86 overall, scheme fit with superstar dev. Definitely want to bring him back. He wants a 5-year deal for about $82 million. Gonna offer that to him. He's coming back. J.C. Horn, definitely picking up his 5th-year option. 24 years old, 85 overall, scheme fit, star dev. Has strong safety Jeremy Chin. Doesn't have a lot of interest in re-signing. Let's go through here and see who else we have. Deion Jones at middle linebacker, Frankie Louvu at middle linebacker, DJ Chark at wide receiver, Chris Wormley, Laviska Shenault, CJ Anderson, Gross Matos. Man, we have a lot of free agents here. Shaq Griffin, and a lot of guys that are all like low rated 60s overalls. Yeah, it seems like a lot of guys that we need to move on from. Let me just make sure there's nobody else in here. On this side, I do want to try to bring Jeremy Chin back at strong safety. Doesn't have a lot of interest, so we're probably going to have to offer him a 3-year deal. Let's go player friendly. He wants to go to a new team. All right, never mind. Who else we got? Deion Jones at middle linebacker. I think I'd rather get Frankie Louvu because I think we still have Shaq Thompson on this team as well. Doesn't look like either one of them have a lot of interest, but I guess Deion Jones does have a little bit more. I'm going to offer Frankie Louvu this 4-year deal. What the heck happened? He's going to free agency. Accidentally pushed the X button twice because it froze up. So Deion Jones, I think we'll just wait on that. DJ Chark, I think I'm gonna wait on all these other guys and we're just gonna move on and try to get better. This is what the team is looking like before free agency. Bryce Young is a 72 with star dev. We got Chuba Hubbard and Miles Sanders at running back. Adam Thielen just had a pretty good season for a 33, 34-year-old wide receiver. He's an 81 overall with normal dev. He's still under contract for, I think, 2 more years. We got Mingo, 73 overall with star dev. He's 6'2", 220 pounds. I didn't realize how big this dude was. 23 years old from Ole Miss. We also have Terrace Marshall Jr. in the slot at wide receiver 3, 72 overall with normal dev. The offensive line, it's not the best in the entire game, but they're actually pretty decent. We got Ekwonu at left tackle. He's 80 overall with superstar. We also have Christensen at left guard, but he's injured for 17 more weeks. We have Bozeman at center, 71 overall with normal dev. Corbett at right guard, 76 overall with star dev. He's out for 2 more weeks with injury. And then we have Madden at right tackle, 83 overall with star dev. At the tight end spot, we have Ian Thomas and Tommy Tremble. They're both 70 overall with normal dev. So I think realistically, there might be some room for improvement on the offensive line. And could probably try to get younger at wide receiver and maybe even try to do something at running back. I mean, this team is the worst team in the NFL, so there's going to be a lot of holes on this team. It's going to take multiple years to rebuild them. We're only doing a 1-year offseason rebuild, so we're going to try to do the best that we can. Defensively, we got Derek Brown, one of the best defensive tackles in the NFL, 92 overall with star dev. See, on defensive ends, we got Tuttle and I guess Williams. We're going to have to do something about the defensive ends for sure. J.C. Horn, one of the best young cornerbacks in the NFL, 86 overall star dev. And then we got Jackson at cornerback 2, 80 overall star dev. We need to do something about cornerback 3. We got Xavier Woods at free safety, 82 overall, normal dev, former Dallas Cowboy. And we got Bell at strong safety, 78 overall with star dev, 29 years old. So I guess it's a good thing that we didn't bring Jeremy Chin back. We already have that guy under contract. He can be the starter for 1 season. We got Brian Burns, outside linebacker, pass rusher, 86 overall, superstar dev. And that middle linebacker, we have Shaq Thompson, 82 overall with normal dev. He's out for 17 weeks with the injury. The rest of these linebackers, we're definitely going to have to try to do some upgrading or signing some people here. Like I said, worst team in the NFL, tons of holes that need to be filled. We have $53 million available in cap room, and I haven't done any restructuring or release any players. I want to see what we can do with this money we have, and if we need to get more, then I can go through and restructure some deals. I think the first move we need to do is to try to get center Connor Williams. He has a ton of interest in coming to the team, and he's a scheme fit, 82 overall with normal dev, 27 years old. I'm going to go ahead and offer him whatever deal that he wants. 2 years, about $21 million. I'm going to try to get defensive tackle Grover Stewart. I know we don't need a defensive tackle, but it's a 3-4 defense, so we can move him to defensive end. He's 84 overall, star dev, scheme fit. Doesn't have pretty much any interest at all, but there's no other teams offering him a deal right now. So I'm just going to go ahead and offer him this 1-year deal for $16.8 million. We do need to try to get a third cornerback, so I'm going to try to get Jeff Okudah. He is 75 overall, normal dev, 25 years old. Doesn't have any interest, but no other teams are offering him anything right now. Go ahead and offer him this 2-year deal. I think we need to try to get us a true #1 receiver for Bryce Young, so Michael Pittman is available here. He's 86 overall, star dev, 26 years old, and he actually has a good amount of interest. He does already have 4 other offers, but I'm going to go ahead, offer him a 3-year deal and see where that puts us at. That puts us right below the Washington Commanders, so I'm going to go ahead and offer him just a little bit more. Matter of fact, I'm going to go up to a 4-year deal, player friendly, and see if that gets us up there with Washington. Yeah, it ties us with them. We only have 1 more spot available to negotiate. We can only do 5 players in each stage. I'm going to go ahead and try to get defensive tackle Derek Nandi. Another guy will move to defensive end. We're running out of money, so I'm going to have to lower his offer. Nobody else has offered him any money, so I'm going to make this offer and see how we're setting. All right, we have our 5 guys here. We're setting at the top on Michael Pittman, on Grover Stewart, Connor Williams, Jeff Okudah, and Derek Nandi. So I'm going to go ahead and press L3 to evaluate the offers. And see, 2 guys are gone. Did we get them? We got both the Connor Williams and Jeff Okudah are officially on the team now. We're still got the #1 offer with the Michael Pittman. Actually went up a lot to, we have 5 little bars up there that are green, which is what it was, but Washington fell down to 3. And we're being outbid on Grover Stewart from LA. They must be coming in with a heavy deal on him, or he just had a lot of interest in going there. And we're still the highest on Derek Nandi. So I'm going to go ahead and remove Grover Stewart because it does not look like we're going to be able to get him. Since we were getting low on salary cap, I'm going to go through here and restructure a bunch of guys' deals to free up as much money as we possibly can. That's how they do it in the NFL anyways. They just push all the money back as far as they can. Go ahead and do it to J.C. Horn. Can we do it to anybody else here? Not Bryce Young. Ekwonu, we can? All right, let's go ahead and do it. It's only $1 million. Who else can we do this with? Miles Sanders? No. Looks like that's pretty much it. Oh, Connor Williams, we can do it with him too. All right, that's all I'm going to do. We do need another pass rushing outside linebacker since we did not bring Gross Matos back. I'm going to go ahead and try to get Dorrance Armstrong from the Dallas Cowboys. He is 76 overall, 27 years old. He has scheme fit and he's normal dev, He's actually had a few pretty good seasons with the Cowboys in a limited role. He had 7.5 sacks this season. He had 8 sacks last season. So maybe if he has a chance to get a lot of opportunity, he can actually have a good season for the Carolina Panthers here. So we're going to go ahead and offer him. He doesn't have a ton of interest, so I'm going to go ahead and bump it up just a little bit. I don't think he has any other offers on the table either. Nope. We do have $25 million left in cap room. We need to get another defensive tackle or defensive end here. But we also need another middle linebacker too. That's right. We got a couple older guys up here, Levante David and Bobby Wagner, two of the best middle linebackers in the game for a long time, but they're 34 years old. Frankie Luvu, we could try to bring him back. He only has 2 offers, but he has basically no interest. Or we can try to get Drew Tranquil for a little bit cheaper. He's just a little bit older though. Let me see. Maybe we try to get Anthony Walker. Nobody's offering him a deal. He's still a 78 overall, 29 years old with normal dev. I'm going to go ahead and offer him and see if we can just go ahead and get him for a little bit cheaper since nobody else is offering him any deals at all. We only got one more spot left before we fill our 5. I'm going to go ahead and try to get Calais Campbell. I know he's 38 years old, but he can be a good veteran leader for the defense, and he still has some football left in the tank. He's still a 78 overall with normal dev. Nobody's offering him a deal, so I'm actually going to try to lowball him a little bit here. It's going to leave us with about $9 million in cap space, and then we're going to evaluate the offers and see who decides to sign. We got some big news here. Michael Pittman decided to sign with the Carolina Panthers, so we got our new #1 receiver. Also, we got Dorrance Armstrong, his defensive end, but we're going to be moving him to outside linebacker in this 3-4 defense. We still got targets on Calais Campbell, Anthony Walker Jr., but we got some competition with the Raiders here, and then also Derek Nottie at defensive tackle. I'm going to go ahead and bump up this offer of Anthony Walker just to make sure that the Raiders don't try to come in here and steal him. Should put us back at the top. All right. So we have targets on Calais Campbell, Anthony Walker, and Derek Nottie. I think these are pretty much the last 3 positions that we need to fill before we go into the draft. So I'm going to go ahead and evaluate the offers. If we can get these 3 guys, did we end up getting? Who did we end up getting? Anthony Walker. All right, good. Now we still need to try to get Campbell and Nottie. I had to simulate to stage 2 of free agency because we ran out of the 3 evaluation periods that we had. We still have the highest offer or the best offer for Calais Campbell, but we have some competition here with Derek Nottie from the Raiders. Seems like they just keep trying to get our players. So we're going to have to go ahead and bump his deal up. Let's go ahead and bump him up to $8 million and see if that gets us up to the top. All right, we're pretty much tied with them, so I'm happy with that. Going to evaluate the offers and see what happens here. Did we get him? Yes, we got Nottie. All right. So I got the best offer on Calais Campbell. Evaluating the offers. And did we get Calais Campbell? Where is he? Did I pass him? Oh yeah, there he is. All right. So we got all the players that we wanted to get. We got $6 million in cap room, so we're basically tapped out. Now it's time to go into the draft. The main thing that sucks about doing this play now feature where you start off in the playoffs is that you don't get to choose your scouts. It automatically does quarterback for all the scouts, and you know you're already at the end of the season, so you don't get to go through weekly to build it up. So basically we're gonna have all the quarterbacks 100% scouted, even though we don't need a quarterback since we just got Bryce Young, and we're just gonna be going blind into looking at these other players here. But that's how Madden likes to do it, so that's what we're going to do. And as you can see, I have the realistic draft class here with Caleb Williams, Drake May, Jaden Daniels, and where is Marvin Harrison Jr. I don't know why I couldn't think of his name. He's right here. The first pick that we have in the draft is in round 2, pick #1. We don't have a first round pick, we know, because we traded it to get Bryce Young last year. I'm going to go ahead and draft this cornerback, Kamari Lassiter from Georgia. He's 6 foot, 180 pounds, man-to-man scheme fit. He has A man coverage and B zone coverage, so I think that means he's going to be a pretty good overall. 21 years old. He has solid acceleration, solid agility, solid change of direction, good jumping with solid speed, solid strength. Like I said, he has A man coverage, B zone coverage. He does have A tackle with A press. He's got a hidden dev with 90 speed. Nice. Here in round 3, pick #1, I'm going to draft this wide receiver, Brendan Rice from USC. He's 6'3", 210 pounds. He's a playmaker scheme fit. He's 22 years old. He has elite acceleration, solid agility, great change of direction, great jumping, great speed with good strength. He looks like a pretty good overall athlete. We know for sure he has B deep route, A medium route, B release, and his short route is a D. He has hidden dev as well with 93 speed. Nice pick, I like that. Here in the 4th round, I'm going to draft this defensive end, Nelson Caesar from Houston. He's 6'3", 250 pounds, so I'll be moving him to outside linebacker. He's a speed rusher. Got him 50% scouted, 22 years old. He has good acceleration, solid agility, elite change of direction, good jumping, solid speed, and marginal strength. He looks like he's kind of slow, but he does have A, finesse moves, which is really good for a pass rusher. B, block shedding with the B, play recognition. He's got normal dev with 79 speed, so yeah, dude's pretty slow. 5th round, I'm going to draft this left guard, Christian Mahogany from Boston College. He's 6'3", 322 pounds, agile, scheme fit, 24 years old, so he's a little bit older. He has good acceleration, good agility, great change of direction, marginal jumping, solid speed with decent strength. He does have C, awareness, B, pass block finesse, B, pass block power with A, run block finesse, and B, run block power. He's got normal dev with 84 strength. I simulated the rest of the draft picks. Whenever I'm doing these off-season rebuilds, I'm only going to go to the 5th round. So the first pick that we had was in the 2nd round, cornerback Kamari Lassiter. He's actually a 75 overall, 90 speed, looking pretty good. He's probably going to be taking over for Okuda in the slot. We just signed Okuda in free agency, but we need to try to get these younger guys developing. Brendan Rice, we took in the 3rd round. He's a 74 overall. He's probably going to end up being in the slot on the wide receiver side. And then we got Nelson Caesar. He was a defensive end. I moved him to outside linebacker already. He's only a 67 overall, so he'll just be a backup. And then we drafted Christian Mahogany at left guard. He's only a 69 overall. Computer drafted this middle linebacker, 68 overall, and then his defensive end, 67 overall. I simulated to week 1 of the regular season because Connor Williams was injured all the way until I think week 2 of the preseason. But now we officially have our starters. We got Bryce Young at quarterback, 72 overall with star dev. We got Hubbard and Sanders at running back, 79 and 77 with normal dev. We got Michael Pittman to be our true #1 receiver. Got a good target for Bryce Young out here. We also got Adam Thielen coming back, 81 overall, normal dev. We got Rice we drafted. He's a 76 overall with hidden dev. Ekwonu at left tackle, 80 overall superstar. Christensen at left guard, 73 with normal dev. Connor Williams in free agency, 82 overall, normal dev. Corbett at right guard, 76 with star. Martin at right tackle, he's 83 with star. And I forgot that this team had Hayden Hurst at tight end. He's a 72 overall with normal dev. Honestly, not sure if Hayden Hurst is going to be coming back or not, since he had a pretty bad concussion and he's dealing with amnesia. So I don't know if he's going to retire, try to make a comeback or not, but we're just going to go ahead and roll with them in this video. Defensively, we brought in Anthony Walker Jr. at linebacker. We got Shaq Thompson coming back off of injury. He's 82 overall with normal dev. Signed Dorrance Armstrong, 74 overall with normal dev. Brian Burns is 87 with superstar. Xavier Woods is 82 with normal dev. Von Bell is going to be stepping in for us at strong safety, 79 overall with star dev. And we got Derek Brown at defensive tackle, 92 overall with star. We signed 90 at defensive end. He's at 72 with normal dev. And we signed Calais Campbell, 78 overall with normal dev. JC Horn's at 86 with hidden dev. We drafted Lassiter. He's a 78 with hidden dev. JC Horn's at 86 with star dev, cornerback #1. We drafted Lassiter. He's a 78 overall with hidden dev. Going to be starting for us in the slot right away. And we also have Jackson at cornerback 2, 80 overall with star dev. Going to set the season goal to 4 wins. Honestly, don't think this team's going to win a whole lot. It's going to take several years to rebuild this team, most likely. At the midseason point, we're actually doing surprisingly better than I thought we would. We are 4-3, second in the division to the 5-2 Falcons. The Saints are 3-3, and the Buccaneers are 2-4. We actually got a weekly award here. Let me check this out. We got JC Horn, 1 tackle with 3 interceptions in 1 game. Wow. Bo Nix won NFC Offensive Player of the Week with the New York Giants, so they decided to draft a quarterback and move on from Daniel Jones. Guess he's probably going to be the most expensive backup in the NFL, like $40 million a year. End of the regular season, we actually finished 6-11. We did go ahead and surpass our goal of 4 wins, but 6-11 is dead last in the division. The Falcons won the division with a 10-7 record. The Buccaneers went 9-8, and the Saints went 7-10. Check out the season stats and see how we did in this Buccaneers offense. Bryce Young, 26th in passing. We had the 29th ranked offense, terrible. Defense ranked 20th. Bad season overall. Bryce Young, 3,200 yards passing, 22 touchdowns, 19 interceptions, 65% completion with the 82 or 87 rating. Not good. Rushing yards, Chuba Hubbard had 754 yards per carry with 4 touchdowns. Miles Sanders, 468 yards, 3.4 per carry is terrible with 7 touchdowns. Receiving, Michael Pittman actually had 1,000 yards on 75 catches with 6 touchdowns. Adam Thielen, 800 yards with 6 touchdowns. The rookie Brendan Rice had 700 yards with 5 touchdowns. Hayden Hurst, 491 yards receiving with 4 touchdowns. Defensively, Shaq Thompson led the team in tackles with 101. The rookie cornerback Lassiter had 89, the second most on the team. Calais Campbell had 16 tackles for loss. Derek Brown had 15. Brian Burns had 9. Dorrance Armstrong had 7. Defensive tackle Derek Brown led the team in sacks with 10.5. Calais Campbell had 4 and Dorrance Armstrong had 4. Brian Burns only had 1.5 sacks. What the heck? Why? Terrible. Xavier Woods had 4 interceptions along with J.C. Horn. Shaq Thompson had 2, and then we got Armstrong, Lassiter, Jackson, and Okuda all with 1 interception. The Ravens beat the Lions in the Super Bowl 38-14. Lamar Jackson won Super Bowl MVP. Josh Allen won MVP of the regular season with the Bills. John Harbaugh won Coach of the Year with the Ravens. Lamar Jackson won Offensive Player of the Year with the Ravens. Max Crosby won Defensive Player of the Year with the Raiders. Trey Benson, a running back, won Offensive Rookie of the Year with the Chargers. And defensive tackle Jerzon Newton won Defensive Rookie of the Year with the Chargers as well. Dang, they had the best offensive and defensive rookies for the Chargers. That's a GOAT draft for them, I guess. I just had to come and see what Trey Benson did with the Chargers at running back. He had 310 carries, 1,293 yards, almost 1,300 yards, 4.2 per carry. That's actually a pretty good average for a rookie running back in Madden simulation. Usually they nerf them to where they only get like 3.7 yards per carry. He also had 17 touchdowns, which is pretty freaking good. Defensively, what was the guy's name that ended up... I don't remember what his name was. Oh, here he is, Newton. Jerzon Newton. He actually had 9.5 sacks from the defensive tackle spot, 17 tackles for loss, and 66 tackles. Yeah, he had a pretty good freaking rookie season there. Defensive end Calais Campbell decided to retire after 17 years. This is what the final team is looking like. It looks like Rice, the wide receiver we drafted, had star dev. And let's see, defensively, Lassiter had star dev as well. But let's see, J.C. Horn and Derek Brown both jumped up to superstar dev. That's good to see. Brian Burns dropped down to star dev. Bryce Young's up to 75 overall as star dev. So what do y'all think about the video? Let me know what y'all liked. If there's stuff that y'all liked that I did or stuff that y'all didn't like that I showed. Give me some critiques on it. Let me know what y'all want to see and what y'all don't want to see, and I'll try to make this series better going forward. But like I said, it's only going to be one season. Using realistic draft classes, try to see what we would do with each team. I try to make decisions based on what I think the team should do and also what I think the team will do at the same time, so a mixture of both. Appreciate everyone for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one.